Electric power has a very specific definition. If you ever look at one of these power meters on the back of your home, it's kind of weird. The units are in what's called a kilowatt hour, and it's literally a watt-hour meter. So what the heck is a kilowatt hour? It's like a chicken, fish, cow. What is that? Well, literally, it's a measure of energy, and that's the proper unit. So when you get your electric bill, it's helpful to actually understand what you're paying for, what you're being charged. And the world is changing fast. Technology is moving fast. And there's some big decisions you'll have to make in the future. So it's helpful to not be ignorant and understand how things work. So first of all, what the heck is power? Power has a very specific definition. It's the rate at which energy is expended per unit time, energy over time. Energy is in joules, time is in seconds. So joule per second is the unit for power. That's kind of awkward, so we call it the watt, in honor of James Watt, a Scottish, I believe, engineer who did studies on engines and steam and all that. So a joule per second is a watt. What would light up your driveway better at night, a 100-watt light bulb or a 200-watt light bulb? Assuming it's the same technology. Yeah, 200-watt light bulb. In the same amount of time, it would kick out 200 joules of energy every second instead of 100 joules of light energy. So how do you find electric power? It's real easy. Power equals I times V. A watt is equal to a volt times amps. Watts is volt times amps. Power equals I times V. And then you know the Ohm's law triangle. If you draw it out, you can say V equals IR. So if I substitute in for V, power equals I times V, which is IR, or I squared R. And then I could substitute in for I, which is V over R. Well, I times, substitute in for I, V times V over R is V squared over R. So in other words, as long as you have 2 out of the 3, if you have volts, amps, or ohms, you can find power. So a little mnemonic is you could say, twinkle, twinkle, little star, power equals I squared R. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, power equals I times V. That doesn't work as well. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, power equals V squared over R. In the end, most people don't care about all the nerdy details. All they care about is what? Show me the money. So here's how your electric bill, man, this thing weighs a ton, is actually calculated. The final cost that you pay is equal to the rate which the power company charges you times the amount of energy you use. So what does that mean? Let's take a look real quick here on how this works here. So the first thing is, let me show you an electric bill close up here. And this is the bill that actually got me in trouble when I was first married. And I'll explain to you why I got in trouble, and then how I proceeded then to get out a calculator, a piece of paper, and I sat down. I kid you not. Everyone's like, you just made that up. You just tell them that to like keep us awake. No, I didn't. I really did. I sat down. I did 4 steps. I kid you not, with the misses. And I proved with impeccable logic, superior understanding of physics, and of course, you know, I'm very logical there, right? How I wasn't the reason why our bill was double. But that was stupid, because you never like argue with your newlywed wife using math and physics. That was dumb. So yes, I did sleep on the couch, a little therapy, blah, blah. Just kidding. So no biggie. So in the end, it's actually really kind of funny why our bill was double. So anyhow, normally our bill was only like $25. If I get a $25 bill now, I'm like in heaven. One year we got our bill, it was our 1 month, it was $48.38. It was double. So she was ticked, because of course it's whose fault? It's my fault. And one reason why she thought it was is I left my computer on all the time at night. You know, all those crazy physics videos and all that. In the old days, I would have to edit them off of VHS tape. You guys still remember that, right? The little VCR tapes. And then for every 1 hour video, it's 4 hours to process it. So I'd run it all night. So she's like, you left your computer on all night? That's why our bill's done. She doesn't talk like that, but that's just the voice I use when I'm in trouble. So anyhow, oh boy, am I recording this? I am. Hopefully she never listens to physics podcasts. I'll be okay. Anyhow, look at your bill. It's weird. The first thing you get is what's called a customer charge. That means just even if you don't use any power, you just get charged just to have a connection. It's anywhere from $10 to $15, $9.50 at the time. Then they take a reading off your meter 1 month. Then they take a reading off the dial another month. And the difference is how much energy you use. And in fact, they say it right. They don't charge you for electricity. You get 0 electrons from ComEd, or the power company. You pay for energy. In fact, the electrons are already there, right? In the light bulbs, in the wires, in the meter, in your computer. You just pay for the energy to shake them back and forth, AC. So this was 521 kilowatt hours at a rate of 6.62 cents per kilowatt hour. So in other words, if you run 1,000 watts for 1 hour, like a hairdryer, you pay 6.62 cents. I think that's funny how it's 1/100 of a cent. So cost, very simply, is equal to the energy you use times the rate. Cost is the rate that you're being charged times the amount of energy you consume. And then how do you find the energy? Energy is just equal to power times time. If you notice the units, kilowatts is a measure of what? Power, right? And hours is a measure of time. So a kilowatt hour is literally a measure of energy. Because if power is energy over time, Up here, if you multiply time on both sides, you get just pure energy. So literally, this is an energy meter. So it's fair. You're not paying for electricity, you pay for energy in kilowatt hours, which is a really weird unit. It's not like you're used to that. You're used to gallons for gas or milk, pounds for bananas. But technically, you pay your bill in kilowatt hours. So if you look at your bill, if you brought a copy there, you'll see that ComEd charges you for how much kilowatt hours you use. And actually, the new bill, I think it says electricity charge. That's bad. It used to say energy charge because ComEd was more scientific and smarter about it. Now I think they dumbed the bill down or something because it shouldn't say electricity. But the English language is not precise enough. We say it wrong. We say that you're paying for electricity. You're not. You're paying for energy. But it's delivered by electrical charges.